In this video, we are going to present Report Wizard step by step. But before we dive in the detail of this specific tool, we would like to present you complex functionality of this multi-purpose tool. Our tool starts with database and field selection. Generally, we are creating data model. And based on that data model, we create specific program. This is the reason that our program interface is very similar. We have options to do reports. When we jump to the application, it's very similar design, just some places for function or call transaction or conversions. It has a common interface. What are options? We could create right now ABAP report, HTML report, iOS report. It is the application where the data are pushed from SAP and then it shows in a native Swift code in iOS device, iPhone, iPad. The next tool is application. Application is something that looks like a report, but based on a report, we could take some action, create something in SAP, modify, change, display. Conversions are usually used when we initiate the implementation and we need to bring a lot of data from the legacy system, but also could be something that we have to fix some mass data change in the system, then we use the conversion. And these tools give you nice features out of the box, upload data from Excel to staging area, process. If they failed partially, just show you what was not processed. But today, just let's go back to our focus, which is report, ABAP report. Okay, first what we will do, we would like to specify the name of the report. It generates by default unique ID for report, but if I would like to change the name, I could do that. And then I could specify the description of a report. And we start with defining the list of databases that we are going to use in our report. For this exercise, I choose sales order header, sales order items, and customer. The next is to, from the all fields of these three databases, select some subset of fields that we are going to use in our report. For this exercise, I choose these fields: sales document, create date, sales document category. I would like to see customer. I select the customer, and from the next table, sales order items, I'm going to select material number, description, quantity, unit of measure, and from the next table, customers, I will select country, name, city, postal code, state, and street and phone. Let's see, we have options to select all fields. We have option deselect all fields, or we have option just add to our container selected fields. That's what we exactly do right now. Now we could go and specify more details that will give our report more features. For example, we could specify by click on which parameter will be select option. I would like to do it sales order. Create on sales document category. I would like to have as a parameter because I would like to decide if I would like to see sales order or quotes. Then I would like to have a select parameter for customer, material number. The next is there's a nice feature in SAP drill down functionality. We could activate the functionality by just clicking on a field we would like to drill down. In our situation, it makes sense to drill down on a sales order, customer, material number. There are some fields that we are not interested to see in our report when we display data. In our situation could be sales document category because all items will have the same document category. We have options to delete item if we got it something that we don't want to have it. Let's go and generate our report. Okay, our report is generated. Let's do Ctrl A, select the whole content, and Ctrl C, put to our clipboard, and move to SAP. In SAP, we are creating a new program. I think we could name it. We name it the RM test 003, I think. And let's say we are creating program. We say test 003, selecting executable program, save. We are using temporary. We are not going to move that report to the different boxes. Say Ctrl A and Ctrl V, and we replace the code with our code in a clipboard. Do pretty printer, activate, and our report is ready. In a 3-4-5 minute, this explanation, I was able to create a program that will show sales order and details about the items and customers. Let's see how does it work. You would like to be interested in orders. There we are. We see all orders. I could double click on a sales document and see the detailed sales order. The same functionality for material. We could also narrow the search. See the result for last year. Let's go back and to see our code. What happens? We create 364 rows, and this tool become more and more interesting if we have more fields to display. What the wizard do for you? It will create table definition, specify table that we are going to use. It create table type for all tables, and also create the table types for the collect table that we are going to use. In ALV function, define the structures, field symbols, tables, internal tables, and also table necessary for ALV. It generates for you selection screen. It populates the name for the selection element. Now we see the main program. You see the beauty of MVC approach. This report is architecture in this approach. Generally, we would like to have a separate part where we are getting data from data model. This is the part where we selecting data using SQL statements, and getting data from databases. What is interesting, the wizard is able to join databases without any interaction from us. There could be some situation that he didn't make the join properly, and we could fix it. I mean, that's the beauty of these tools. It generates the code, but gives you a chance to finish the stuff. It specifies the fields that we are going to bring to our table. It means it's very efficient from the point of view how much data is transferred from databases. Do where statement for you. The next part is probably part where you spend most of the time. We use our tools where you do some kind of calculation, collect databases together, and prepare them for displaying. It means it's the control part, we could call it. And the next part is a display part. We just display data. It means it really follows the MVC principle. Let's look to the display data a little bit. It generates for you field catalog, but you could still modify that if you would like to name the call a little bit different than SAP. It creates this function LV for you. It also this is the options to drill down to functionality. The wizard is smart enough to identify transaction which is behind that document type, data type, and also which parameter we have to set it up. Sometimes it fails, but I have to say 90% of the time it's working fine. And we still have options to finish our code. Let's go back to our tool and talk about more interesting things that the tool offer you. There's options to create a Word documentation. I mean, you generate a code, copy to SAP, you finish your code, then you bring your finished code back, pass it here, and then you click on a Word document, and it generates the documentation with a lot of details like the selection criteria, like which field were displayed, and you just have to write down the specific they are not able to derive from a code. I mean, I save you a lot of effort. There's another option. If you don't have big enough team of the developers, you could send the code that you design it, and you could ask us to finish your code. You could go back to our definition, and we could change something. It's very helpful if you have to add a lot of new fields. You generate code. Now you couldn't just copy and paste, but you could select the part where is the data type you have these new fields, and copy paste them to your code. It saves you a lot of typing. The design is safe. It means if you would like to go back to your design, you could select your design, modify, and generate again. I mean, this is the reason this tool could be also used for functional consultant. First, it's very simple to use, and it gives functional consultant generally design report, and then gives some additional information to developer, and just pass the name of the object that he created. Developer make his final tuning up before he generate the final code. Then he generate a code and copy to SAP and finish the report base or whatever he generate based on the requirements. One additional note, this tool become more efficient and save you a lot of repeated work if your report has a lot of fields, a lot of drill down functionality, a lot of select or parameters. I mean, it's really become very interesting and save you a lot of typing and not innovative work. It means generally these tools is mostly for developers. They would like to use it as something they will start with and then they finish it.